We're back. Same anime One Piece playmat with ya boys Yamato and Ace. We are talking about cartoon games, though, not anime, but I didn't want to switch it up. Yeah, I want to talk about cartoon games. Last time I talked about anime games. So I want to talk about games that are specifically based on cartoon television shows, rather than just, like, Disney, you know, bullshit like that. Pretty much everything here is, yeah, based on some kind of show. And there's a good variety of them. And, like, I feel like some television shows work better as video games than others. And it's interesting to see what developers did to do this. So yeah, we're just gonna get started with, I guess, the earliest one I have here, and it'll kind of kickstart some of the ideas here. We have Rocko's Modern Life, Spunky's Dangerous Day, a Super Nintendo game about Rocko's Modern Life. I remember picking this game up in San Diego, and I had a weird moment because I did not know. I would see clips of it all the time of, like, Pat the NES Punk, a classic YouTube video game person. He had, like, a podcast, and the guy who was in his podcast with worked at that store, owned that store, and it was just very strange. Just didn't expect to see him there. And I was just like, don't I know you from a YouTube thing? Anyway, I bought this game there. I remember buying this game there. Only time I was over in really California. I think it was a good deal. I just kind of wanted to buy something while I was there, just to have it, you know, to have that memory. But yeah, it's a game. It's like a platformer sort of puzzle game where you're, like, guiding Spunky to the end of the stage, and you try not to let him die, I guess. And, like, I don't know. I didn't play it for too long. I kind of remember it being a little frustrating. I do really like the old style of everything here, the old Nickelodeon logo. I might have grown up in the 2000s, but 90s Nickelodeon is some of my favorite aesthetic things ever. It's very, very pleasing to me. And I really like Rocko's Modern Life. Is like one of my favorite cartoons, so it's felt necessary to have. It's cool. It's cool to have a early licensed game like this, especially like a Nickelodeon branded one, because nowadays it's like, you know, not a lot of novelty to that kind of thing. You know how many fucking SpongeBob games there are. But back then, having a game based on your favorite cartoon on your Super Nintendo was probably pretty novel. Especially a show like Rocko's Modern Life, which is more like a slice of life. So, kind of neat. I kind of like that. Well, what should we do now? I guess we'll just go in order of release, just to get, like, a variety of stuff, you know? So we got some PlayStation 1 games here. We'll start with a similar one. Blues Big Musical. I think this is the only video game that I own that is rated EC for early childhood. Very strange. I don't know why I bought this. I think it was, if I recall correctly, I'm parsing my brain right now. I think I bought it at a retro game store when I was visiting family somewhere. I think it was, like, up in New Hampshire, I think. And I just wanted to, like, they were doing, like, I think it was Black Friday, and they were doing a sale, and it was like a buy two get one free, and I just needed something to fill with that buy two get one free. And nowadays, 'cause this wasn't that long ago, nowadays I find it difficult to find things I'm interested in sometimes at retro game stores that are, like, affordable, you know, like that are, like, under $10. But, like, this was, like, weird enough to be worth it. And I think I was also buying a Resident Evil game, so it made for a funny picture. Oh, yawn. Made for a funny picture of, like, this is my gaming taste. Blues Big Musical and also Resident Evil. Ha ha ha. I remember being kind of weird. Yeah, I got, like, a CG Steve. Not a fan. Fucking Rayman looking ass level. Join Blue Steve and their friends in Blue's first game ever for PlayStation game console. Yeah. The Blue's Clues games on PC are made by Humongous Entertainment, which are the ones that made, like, Putt Putt and Pajama Sam. I don't think this one is, but it's kind of neat. I think I played it for, like, 5 minutes, and I was like, wow, this is, like, literally drivel, but, like, you know what? Stay winning, Blue. But, oh, let me see the manual. Is it in color? Oh, I really like the disc. It's really cute. It is not in color. Oh, good. That is kind of freaky looking. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you probably, like, play out, you know, Blue's Clues, which is interesting because Blue's Clues kind of functioned like a video game. Oh, it's the map. Wow, that is like an actual video game map. That is really funny. Wonder if there was like a fucking like 3-year-old that was like following this map back. That's probably for the parents. Yeah, Blue's Clues was kind of structured like a video game, wasn't it? Like you find, like a point and click, like you're finding clues and you're piecing things together. It's a fucking video game. Yeah, made for good. The PC point and click games are great, actually. Like good Blue's Clues content if you're into that. I don't really know why you would be if you're over the age of like 6, but it's not a big deal. I bought it, so I'm not. You could blame me. Similar vein. On a similar vein, we got South Park. This is the PlayStation 1 South Park game. I think it's the same one that's on the N64. I know there's one on the Game Boy Color, and I think there's another one on the N64. I'm not sure. And then there's like Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole or whatever. Those newer ones. Stick of Truth is really good. I gotta replay that game one of these days. If I'm in like a South Park mood, I might replay Stick of Truth. Yeah, ignore the quality. I had to print the back of this, I remember, because it only came with the manual. So the back cover has been printed on probably shitty paper. But yeah, it's a first-person shooter, quote-unquote. You kind of, like, throw snowballs at, like, turkeys, and it's, like, maybe a 2-hour-long game, if you're lucky. It's cool to see early South Park depicted in, like, you know, this sort of, like, depiction of early South Park. You know, it's changed so much. This manual sucks. Wow. There's no, just straight-up info. With like a kind of wacky font sometimes. That is so bad. Oof. So I'm better at getting paid like pennies for that. Yes, I like early South Park. It's very nostalgic. It's very cute. It's very fun. So it's kind of cool to see this early South Park depictions. This is pretty early, 1999. Yeah. So they changed the way the ESRB rating looked in later years of video games. You see that's like more black, and that had that kind of white with the like. With the faded look. But yeah, South Park, I don't know. It's not very good. I don't recommend this game at all. If you want South Park video games, there's really good ones that have been coming out in the last decade or two. So, actually, I think there was a new one that wasn't very good. So, maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, early South Park. It's very nostalgic. It's very nostalgic. You know, it was always like something that was on TV that I wasn't allowed to watch, but like we did anyway because we weren't allowed to watch it. And it's like just the easiest way to like, my parents could have been like, don't eat broccoli. And we would have been so like, you know, we were told not to watch South Park. So we watched South Park. Same with like Ed, Edd n Eddy. We were told not to watch Ed, Edd n Eddy. And that just made me want to watch fucking Ed, Edd n Eddy. I don't have an Ed, Edd n Eddy game, unfortunately. I wish I did. We got some Game Boy Advance games here that I want to talk about. We'll talk about this one first. It's the most nostalgic. As you can see, I don't have a box for any of these. It's Rugrats, Castle Capers for Game Boy Advance. This was one of the original... Jesus. This was one of the original GBA games I had when we first got our Game Boy Advance back in 2001. It is so nostalgic. Like... I don't know. It's one of those feelings that everyone has these games that they like played when they were a kid and they didn't play for like 20 years. Like you didn't even see it. And it's like this weird kind of not great platformer. I feel like everyone has a game like that. And this is mine. This was like a weird ass platformer that I played a ton of because it was like one of the only games we had for the Game Boy Advance. And I played it a shit ton. And like, I just like the sounds. I keep yawning. This game's so fucking boring. The sounds and the visuals and the way it felt, it just, oh my god. I've played it since, and it's not good, obviously. But it is very nostalgic, and the memories are very potent. There's like a taste this game has almost, you know? I feel like, again, if you have a game experience like this, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's your senses are affected by video games that are so nostalgic like that. It's weird. And similar vein, not really. I'll explain. This Hey Arnold game. So this is one of those examples of why the fuck would they make a platformer Hey Arnold game. It's based on the movie, the shitty movie. It's like the worst thing ever. I love Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold's one of the best, straight up, no holds barred, one of the best cartoons ever made. Almost uncontested. But video games don't work well with Hey Arnold, I don't think. And this is really the only one. I think this is the only Hey Arnold game. The weird thing is, this game is odd to play because it's very nostalgic, because it is just a reskin of a Fairly OddParents game that I used to have called Enter the Cleft. I talk about it very briefly, I think, in my Fairly OddParents video game video that I made. This game is a total just like reskin of it. Like, it's the same fucking game, same sound effects, same everything. I remember I played this on a whim, and I was like, just like baffled, being like, wait a sec, whoa, 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 like this game's hitting nostalgic beats for me, and I never played this as a kid. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's the same fucking game. It's just a platformer, a pretty, like, you know, A to B platformer. Probably good if I was 6. The Fairly OddParents one was pretty fun when I was like 6 years old, so, you know, it piqued my imagination. It was just like something simple, and like I liked simple back then, so I'm sure this game would have served a similar purpose back then. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird that there's a Hey Arnold game, but I guess I'm glad I own it in some capacity. And on a similar note, funny enough, similar to the first game I talked about, I have Camp Lazlo Leaky Lake games. Ignore the... I don't even know what that says on there. I have no idea. I think one of my friends drew on this at one point. I don't know. Camp Lazlo Leaky Lake games. I remember being excited for this game, like wanting it when it was coming out, because the prospect of a Camp Lazlo video game was so exciting to me. Camp Lazlo was one of my favorite shows when it was new. And I do generally think it holds up really well. I think that show gets a totally bad rep. I think it's super fucking funny. And I don't know, it's made by Joe Murray. It's like got a very similar DNA to like something like Rocco, and everyone loves Rocco. It's very funny. The game is really bad. This game is so bad. I was so disappointed in it when I got it. Like, it almost serves a purpose that I would have wanted back when I was a kid, which is just a like explorable Leaky Lake campsite to just explore and like talk to people. But like, it's very much just like do what you're told game. Just like, character tells you go here, do thing. Character tells you go here, do thing. Like, it's so boring and so not inspired at all. There's so many great ideas you could do with a Camp Lazlo game, in my opinion, and this just like fails completely at it. It's a shame. It's the only one, and like, I don't know. It would have been a cool idea. I think I prefer the Rocco game, and the Rocco game isn't even that good. So, fuck you, Camp Lazlo. Yeah, I don't know. I still love Camp Lazlo. It's a good show. This game did not ruin my love for Camp Lazlo. That's what I'm trying to say. But no, you know, it's a cool novelty to have a Camp Lazlo video game, and this is the copy that I've had since then. So, who knows? I just remember it coming out. Like, I remember like looking up the day it was coming out so I could go to a GameStop and buy it. Weird, just a weird existence I had when I was. What year was that? 2006, 2007. Actually, this was, oh man, because Camp Lazlo didn't air until, I think Camp Lazlo aired in 2005, so it's probably 2006. So. And again, similar vein of that era of Cartoon Network show, I have Hi Hi Puffy Yami-Yumi, The Genie and the Amp. This is a DS platformer, and I think, yeah, I have Puffy Yami-Yumi Kaznapped, which is the Game Boy Advance game. That's just kind of in here because I have both of them. Again, I was planning a long time ago potentially making a video about Cartoon Network games, because I feel like they're a little strange. They're not as organized as Nickelodeon games. And I was going to talk about this game. It is interesting. It's not terrible. I think I remember coming out of this game being like, you know what? I don't hate it. But it definitely isn't great, if I recall correctly. It's been a minute, to be honest. But, you know, it's just a platformer. Oh, man. These games is fucking boring. So yawning. It's just, they're both platformers. I think this game has got a little bit more, I don't know, this is like a 3D thing. Have I played this game? I might never played this DS version. I think I was playing the Game Boy Advance version. Maybe I never even got to playing the DS game. But yeah, I don't know. Novelty. Owning a Hi Hi Puffy Yami-Yumi video game, let alone 2 Hi Hi Puffy Yami-Yumi video games. This show was pretty cute. I always liked it. I thought the idea was fun. I really liked Ami a lot. She was very cute, voiced by the voice actor who plays Jenny from I Was a Teenage Robot, and I just love her so much. And yeah, I don't know. I really just like this show. If you guys haven't, you guys should look up the pilot to Hi Puffy Amiyumi. Infinitely more charming than the final show, and I still like the final show, but man, that pilot is so good, and the singers voice the characters in English, and they're so charming because they have like kind of broken English, and it's just so charming. They're just so passionately made. Game, maybe not. Who was this even made by? It was made by D3 Publishing or something. I don't know. I wonder if this is. I'm sure this is an American-made game. Also, really funny they have an ad for the Game Boy Advance game, too. Probably came out right around the same time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a single Dave on president/lead programmer, so yeah. Interesting that I think Hi Puffy Amiyumi is an American-made product or IP, but it is funny that it has such a Japanese DNA. It's cool. Really popular trend at the time when anime was taking over the world. Yeah, we got Teen Titans on PlayStation 2 too. PlayStation 2 as well. Funny enough, I think my girlfriend bought this more recently, and I still haven't played it. I had this game as a kid on the GameCube, and I think I sold it at one point because it was worth some money. But I have such weirdly distinct memories of this game. It's like the plot is like that they are actually in a video game, and I have this weird like fever dream lost media memory that might be true. I have never seen footage of this game, and I probably won't until I play it, of like a glitch that I like fell into in the game, and I don't remember if it was intentional or not because I didn't know if it was like part of like the joke that they're in a video game, and I don't think I ever found out if that's true or not. But if I recall correctly, it's a beat 'em up. It's like a classic, you know, licensed game beat 'em up. Teen Titans is very fucking cool. A goat of cartoon media, obviously, just a legendary piece of media. And it's cool that there's a video game, I think. I don't really remember it too much, but I just like the fact I like when these pieces of IP media have video games. It's cool. It's like, you get to experience your favorite thing with your favorite characters in a different medium. And I think that's cool. And Teen Titans is probably a cool one. I literally have nothing to say because I have not played it in probably 25 years. But, like, I will eventually. Maybe me and my girlfriend should do a playthrough of that game. Maybe I'll try to remember to convince her. Speaking of the whole IPs becoming video games and it being exciting as a kid, SpongeBob. I've talked about SpongeBob games on this show and tell style video before, and I've talked about SpongeBob games in my videos. I'm sure, everyone knows about the SpongeBob video games. They're not too surprising, especially Battle for Bikini Bottom. This is the game that came out before Battle for Bikini Bottom, and this one is so weird. I've played it a few times. I remember renting it as a kid and being very like another fever dream kind of game where I just like remember these vague things about it, and this game has such a strange vibe. Talk about like liminal space. The like lighting is really dark in the game, and everything is pretty washed out. The music is very repetitive and like oddly like it's just very weird. It's just a weird, I can't even describe it. It's just a very strange game. But it is a 3D platformer. But it was just made at a super time crunch, I'd heard, and it is a train wreck of a video game. It's real bad. And you should just play Battle for Bikini Bottom. There's no reason to play this game, but it is a fascinating piece of SpongeBob media, video game media, I guess, because it is. I don't know. It's like it's pretty early for SpongeBob. What year did this come out? 2002. We're probably teetering on 2001, 2002. So that was like pre-season 3 of SpongeBob. So and probably being developed during season 2. So like the only things they were grabbing from were like season 1 SpongeBob. So that is interesting. It's like by the time Battle for Bikini Bottom came out, season 3 had been out, I think. Like it was like, it was pre-movie, but not that far off pre-movie. This was like early SpongeBob, and I think that's cool. I don't know, like SpongeBob really has like a distinct era, like early era that has such a specific vibe, and I think this game really encapsulates that really well. And similar to the PlayStation 1 game, I think it's called Super Sponge. That game also has a very early SpongeBob where things were kind of more vague. The IP wasn't as defined, and it had this like more like it's more like whimsical in a way. I don't know. There's something about it. It's strange. I could probably write a video essay. Maybe I will one day about SpongeBob video games and how the difference in the IP. I've made so many SpongeBob videos at this point. People are probably expecting it. Yeah, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. I don't even know why it's called that. I don't even remember what the plot is or anything. I just remember there's a part where you have to deliver food and it's so janky and you can soft lock yourself so easily. It fucking sucks, man. All right, so next game. We got 2 more, so not too much longer. Don't worry. We have The Simpsons game. I was going to talk about like Hit and Run, but everyone knows about Hit and Run. Who gives a shit about Hit and Run? You know about Hit and Run. I know about Hit and Run. What about The Simpsons game on Xbox 360? I don't really show Xbox 360 games very often, do I? I have Xbox. I have Xbox. All right. I'm a video gamer. I have Xbox. I have PlayStation. I have a PC. I've played Steam. Okay. I'm not just Nintendo, even though most of this was just Nintendo. But yeah, the Simpsons game is so weird. It was this like big project for EA. Like, I just remember this being such a big deal. Was like, you know, this was a multi-platform, like big budget Simpsons game. And it was like just called like The Simpsons video game, right? Like it was not like some gimmick. It was like, this is like the end all be all Simpsons video game. I think that's really a good idea, and I think that's very cool. I don't think this game is very cool, and I'm always a little bummed with this game. It's got a pretty cool art style. They did a pretty good job with the cell shading in this game. I thought it looked really good at the time. I remember when it came out, I was like, wow, this is a true next-gen game. I didn't think games could look like this. But it is like the most like generic license game ever. It is just such a like puzzle platformer. Not really. It's like some levels are more platformy than others, but it's more just like this kind of like level to level, sort of not really doing much sort of game. I haven't played it in a long time, but I do remember just like it just having that vibe, just like the most licensed game in the world vibe, which I just feel like the Simpsons game should have been a little bit bigger and better than that. I do also remember it being very meta in a funny way, in a we're riffing on video games kind of way. Fun idea. I'm not like exactly sure if the Simpsons, I guess the Simpsons always been tied to video games in some ways, but like, I don't know, it's not super necessary. I think it's like, you know, it works. It doesn't work like as well as something like South Park: The Stick of Truth or something. But yeah, it's just a fascinating piece of like cartoon to video game media. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. It's a cool game. I don't think I like it if I remember it correctly, but I like that it exists, I guess. I remember playing the final boss. I guess I won't even spoil it for anyone who gives a shit, but the final boss is really funny in this game, and I think it's like a fun idea. Very meta. And I remember playing the DS version of this game too, and I didn't like that either. But I remember playing it on a vacation because it was like my friend's copy, and I was like left it in my bag or something, so I just played it throughout the vacation, and I thought it was pretty fun. But yeah. Or I thought it was... I think I just said it was bad, but I think I thought it was fun at the time, but I think I remember thinking back, I was like, I think that game was actual, like, drivel. But whatever. Cool video game. Simpsons game. Last one I want to talk about. This one I actually do like. This is Adventure Time, Hey Ice King, Why'd You Steal Our Garbage? Is this in here? What's in here? Oh, okay. I thought it was rattling. It's just the manual. This is a 3DS game that I remember getting right when it came out because Adventure Time was kind of a big deal at the time. And it was less about it being Adventure Time that I wanted this game. It was because it was developed by WayForward, who I knew from Shantae fame. And I loved Shantae at the time, and I liked WayForward at the time. You know, I played Mighty Switch Force, I think, at that point. And I just totally trusted them. I thought them making an Adventure Time game was really cool. They were very, like... Adventure Time was very much, like, on like on the pulse when it came to its like online presence, and I think WayForward also knew that. So there was just like this game just had like a really cool energy to it, and was like going to be like a good licensed game, and it looked like it was going to be a good licensed game, and it was a pretty good licensed game. It was very much like a Zelda 2 clone, but it felt really good to play. The pixel art was really good, and the music is fucking insane in this game. It's so good. I think it's Jake Kaufman, which is the guy who does the Shantae did Shovel Knight soundtrack. Ever heard of it? But yeah, no, this game's really cool. I have not played any other Adventure Time game. I really don't have an interest to play any other Adventure Time game. Hot take. I don't love Adventure Time. I think Adventure Time is cool, and I think I respect it more than I actually like it. I liked it when this was new because I think following the episodes was fun, and like they came out pretty infrequently, but there was a time where I stopped watching, and then when I tried to start watching again, its humor and its tone just like wasn't doing it for me anymore, and I just kind of dropped it. And like people are told me it's really good, and I'm sure it's cool. It's got its moments, I'm sure. But it's not something I've ever gotten back into, and I don't know if I will. Sorry, don't know if I will. But yeah, I don't know. Adventure Time is makes for a good video game. Very good aesthetics for a video game. There's so much inspiration from video games in Adventure Time, like, you know, the music and, you know, BMO being a fucking Game Boy, like, obviously. So it's cool to see it. It felt like it was appropriate to make a video game, and it's nice that it was a good video game. And I think there are more Adventure Time games, but I have never heard a single good thing about any of those ones. I've only heard, like, not bad things, but just never heard anything about them, so. But yeah, there's some cartoon games, some different cartoon games based on actual cartoon television shows. I could probably make a video about, like, cartoon animated movie games, too, but I want to do a video about cartoon show video games. As a kid, these were so cool because TV and cartoons were such a big part of my life. So having a video game based on those things that were such a huge part of my life was like match made in heaven. Two of my favorite things combining. It was awesome. Yeah, nowadays they're kind of a novelty to find. You know, it's like I'll buy these every once in a while. You know, they're usually cheaper, and it's just it's like a nice way to go down memory lane from some of these cartoons. You know, like I'm sure I'll play this Teen Titans game at some point, and I'll be like blasted with Teen Titans nostalgia and be like, oh my god, I love that show so much and want to play it or want to watch it again. So it's a cool way to do that. So let me know your favorite licensed cartoon games if you have a favorite. That isn't Battle for Bikini Bottom. You can't talk about that one. Any of the others. That one's just too iconic. Or Simpsons Hit and Run. You have to talk about the weird ones like these ones. But yeah, until next time. Hopefully my next fully scripted video will be coming soon, or even out by the time you see this. Maybe not. If not, it should be coming soon. I am working on it, don't worry. I was just recording B-roll for it earlier, so. But yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time. Fist bump. Bye.